Let's go. Let's go, fam. What's happening, family? We're gonna let this room fill up. We're gonna let this room fill up, and we're gonna dive into the minds, and this is gonna be an amazing mindset this morning. This is about to be an amazing mindset this morning. It is about to be an amazing mindset. Y'all come into the chat. Put some 8s in the chat at the bottom of that screen on the right hand side. You see that little heart. Tap that heart. Start showing the chat some love. When you start tapping that screen right there, that lets everybody know in the algorithm know that we are real people. You know what I'm saying? That lets the real people know that we are in here. You guys are liking this message. You are receiving this message. And you are literally ready for the abundance. Like I said, I'm finna pour into you guys. The name of this live is literally going to be Trust is Expensive. Ooh. What's happening, family? I missed y'all. Let me say it again. Welcome to Mr. H's Live. This is my YouTube. You make sure you subscribe. You make sure you cut your notification on, like, share, comment. The name of this live and this mindset is trust. Not only is trust expensive, but cheap people can't afford it. And we're going to get into that. And let me tell you, we're not even talking about the money part of it, because if we get into the money part of it, you're going to make me start judging a lot of individuals. So I don't want to judge a lot of individuals. I just want to literally directly say, trust is very expensive, and cheap people can't afford it. And most of the time, the cheap individuals we're talking about is the mindset of cheap people. Start off by saying, welcome to this live. Welcome to this mindset. It is 8:03, August the 19th. We are back in action. You're going to get Wick Talk every day this week. If you don't want to get it every day this week, you're going to get it on your normal day, Tuesday, Thursday, 7 a.m., high vibration, loving, hugging, healing, teaching, preaching, and loving on the most. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be pouring into everybody this week, and I wanted to start off my week by letting everybody know, stop breaking your own heart. Yes, breaking your own heart. A lot of people try to force loyalty. You try to force commitment. You try to force faithfulness. You try to force individuals to choose us. Let me say that again. How many times have you found yourself in a relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a joint venture, where you're trying to force someone to choose you? And when you force someone to choose you, you actually leave no room for the individuals who are absolutely meant for you. Man, let me say that again. Let's even put it into relationship terms. When you try to force someone to be with you, you actually leave no room for the individual who was meant for you. That's why I say trust is very expensive. And when trust is a very expensive thing, in a world where people are moving around with cheap morals, cheap ethics, cheap habits, let me tell you, it is a must. It is a must that I say, stop breaking your own heart. It is because when you try to force something that is not meant for you, it ain't gonna stay. So something that is meant to come into your life, it will stay in your life. Something that was not meant for your life and you forced it to be in your life, as I say, it will 100% break your heart. But at the end of the day, we're breaking our own heart. I don't know how to tell y'all. Because what I like to say is, what I realized in my journey is one of the hardest things to accept is two words when things are not working out your way. I want you guys to type this in the chat. There's two words that literally breaks you down every time. When something in your life don't go your way, people tell you two things. Keep going. Keep working. It's okay. That part. That part. I remember being, it's all right, Mr. Holistic, just keep working. It's all right, keep going. It's okay. Don't worry. That part. See, these are the hardest things to understand, because understanding those two words, to keep going, to keep working, keep thinking, keep moving, it's trusting oneself, because it's really expensive. And then when you have a broken mindset, quote unquote, a broken heart, it's hard to trust oneself when you yourself are the reason why you have broken your heart. So I'm here to say once again, if someone wants to leave your life, let them go. If someone prioritizes everything which is the opposite of what you're trying to bring into their lives, because only when they realize what you were pouring into them was for their best, only then when they go outside and realize that no one else is giving them that energy, no one else is pouring into them like that, no one else is trustworthy, no one else has their best interests at hand, only then they realize. It's like in parenting, when you have a broke parent, broke family structure where the mom or the dad don't have a lot of money, but they have a lot of value and a lot of advice. It's hard for the kid to understand that when he has friends who parents have both. Ooh, I don't know if y'all got what I just said. I don't know if y'all just got what I just said, so let me say that again. When you have parents who don't have a lot of financial stability, so they're bringing their children up in a rough environment, toxic environment for us financially, where sometimes the lights are not on, sometimes bills are not getting paid, sometimes you always tooth the nail, you're just like, everything is tight, but you got great advice, you got great values, you got great morals, you got great ethics. That don't mean shit to cheap people. You understand that? That don't mean nothing to cheap people when they're hanging around people who have the opposite, where they have both parents are financially stable, and they also get good advice. They also have great ethics. They also have great morals. So it takes that seed to venture out and find neither and realize, even though the situation wasn't the best to the eye, meaning the vision of everything that you see to your left and to your right, but the trust that I had in the one that was pouring into me was so expensive that I can't afford it through no one else. I can't expect anyone else to pour into me as my father or as my mother or as my brother or as my sister would pour into me. I see a lot of guys into the industry. You come into this industry and then you're expecting an individual that you so-called trust all of a sudden to have that same mindset as you. You expect someone to pour into you as if you're ready to be poured into, like your mom would pour into you, your dad would pour into you, your loved ones would truly pour into you. And let me say, you cannot force commitment. You can't force anybody to do anything that is not meant for you. Y'all put some eights in the chat. Y'all should be tapping that screen one more time. Putting them hearts in the chat if you're understanding this message. because this message comes with proper frequency, proper vibration, to let any and everybody understand that what is meant for you is going to happen for you. Your success in the financial market is going to happen. The timing of that success is totally different. The timing of that success is totally different, beautiful people. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Your timing is going to come. And when the time has come, are you going to put yourself back into another situation where you literally give some expensive trust to the wrong individual, and then that individual lets you down again, and then you get your heart broken once again? How everybody doing? How everybody doing today? I hope y'all weekend has been amazing. I'm literally sitting on a high horse right now because I've been telling y'all guys for literally a year now that gold has been going to go to 2,500, and I literally had my TP hit from 1994 to basically 2,505, and I'm extremely excited. I'm extremely excited. I'm extremely excited. And the reason why I bring this, guys, to you today, keep going. And I've been in so many situations where the only thing I could literally focus on was keep going, keep moving. Don't worry, it's gonna be all right. So I even find myself in situations even like that today sometimes, where I'm like, yo, bro, everything is changing. In the last 4 years, a lot of things have started basically changing around me for the better, and also some things have started happening for the worse. But everything has its reasons. Everything has its season. And so when you're like forcing things into your life and it's not the season for it, don't expect it to stay. And that's why I always understand the concept of the tree. When my grandfather told me, if you're going to be the tree of your life, the tree of your life, you're going to have branches on your tree and you're going to have leaves on your tree. And the branches and leaves is people that are going to come out of your life and into your life. Leaves will come and go. But you must understand and decipher who are leaves and who are branches in your life. This is 100% your responsibility. Because sometimes you will choose an individual to be a branch when that individual is indeed a leaf. And when you lean on that individual, he shows that he's a leaf and not a branch, and he breaks on you every time. She breaks on you every time. Put some fire in the chat if you understand that. Put some fire in the chat. Say, man, I got all in my head. I keep going. Everything seems to be falling to shit for me lately, but oh, I keep going. I know everything is going to work out. 100%, Dom. 100%. 100%. You got to understand, like, that's why I tell you guys about the three concepts of the mind. The mind, the heart, your gut, which is your instinct. And the minute you commit your mind, submit your heart, and you take both and put it to your gut, now that's the ultimate alignment. Let me repeat that for those who didn't understand that. Well, let me even repeat that for those who are also in toxic situations. You have three minds. The actual mind, your heart, and your gut, which is so-called the women's intuition. When you start talking about the woman's intuition, when you say, man, I realized my man was cheating on me. Well, then why you didn't realize something was going on before he started sniffing outside? These are just real deal things. But when you start talking about how the mind will play tricks on you, the mind is meant to play tricks on you because you're going off your heart because you're extremely emotional. That's when people start even talking politics. You start talking religion. They'll directly tell you there's two conversations you should never have. Type them in the chat. Like, this is where I come into the play when most people have my respect, because I talk about some of the two most spoken languages that people say, no, you don't talk about those. I talk about politics and I talk about religion. And I can talk about them to anybody. Because my opinion shouldn't affect the way you feel. You see? That lets me know that you have not connected the three minds. So I like to speak on these things and then see where's the end of. Because if I tell you my views on politics and then I see you get angry, that lets me know that you are already fooled in the mind. That lets me know that you have no control of your heart. And that lets me know that you're not committed and submitted to the actual gut, which is your soul and your spirit. Because at the end of the day, when you're making choices from emotions and here, then you're going to be fooled. Because that's the world that we're living in, from instant gratification. So when I start talking to an individual about their strategies or why they're losing in Forex, leave politics and religion. I'm not here to talk about it. I'm just here to tell you what I do. So when I start analyzing an individual on why he's consistently losing, and I see he gets angry, I see he's telling me, no, that's not the case. That's not the case. See, what was happening was, see, this is what, I said, see, there you go again. Now you're all emotional again. See, when you quiet down the noise, you're able to understand the whisper. And when you're able to understand the whisper, you start understanding analysis. The analysis was incomplete. The analysis was not correctly done. Put some fire in the chat, beautiful people, if y'all understand me. Put some fire in the chat if y'all understand me. Because a lot of people don't understand. You can do technical analysis. You can do a top-down analysis just on your life. It does not have to be on financial charts. Because when you start literally, truly analyzing your movement from your weekly, from your daily, from the 4 hour to the 1 hour to the 30, all the way down to literally your 15 minutes to your 5 minutes, and you analyze what you got going on a daily basis, you're going to immediately start realizing, like, yo, higher time frames have more of a value. Let me say that again. I'm making decisions on a daily basis from the smaller time frames when the higher time frames have more value. It's like the individual that has a hard time controlling the zipper. It's like the individual having a hard time keeping money, but making money. It's like self. But as you coming into the play and you're basically putting yourself in a better position to literally educate yourself and having a better relationship with money, you start pouring into individuals who don't expect the same things for themselves. They don't want to have a better relationship with money. They're just telling themselves they want to have it. But they're too emotionally to commit to it. The whisper is so far gone and so quiet that there's been muted because the ego is consistently screaming at them. Go get them new Jordans. Go get this new chick. Go out to the movies. When if you just consistently do what basically you started doing when you got your heart broken and when things didn't go your way and people start telling you keep going, keep working, and then whatever you did to keep going back to that same value, to get right back into that effort, where you can say, all right, here we go again, second chance. How many times you took a trade and the trade didn't work out and you say, you know what, it's just one trade. I got another trade coming. It's gonna get back to my zone. Let me do it again. So whatever you, let me say that again. Whatever you boot your mind back up to jump right back into the market after taking a big L or after blowing an account, this is the energy that one is going to be needed to, I'm openly telling you, stop breaking your own heart and truly start trusting yourself. Because when you understand how expensive trust is, and then you yourself don't trust yourself, you truly have to ask yourself, am I that cheap person? It's a valuable question to ask. It's a truly like a valuable question to ask oneself. Am I really that cheap person? How many times do one have to break one's heart to realize I'm only putting myself in the most effed up situations because I keep choosing individuals that I have to force to be in my life versus choosing the individuals who was meant to be in my life, choosing the individuals who want to stay in my life. Because there are certain people that's supposed to be in your life, and there's certain people that's supposed to just stay in your heart. And I don't know if you guys don't understand that. Let me say that again. There's certain people who's supposed to stay in your life, and then there's certain people who just supposed to stay in your heart. And those who supposed to just stay in your heart, they come and go. And then you get attached to them for the simple fact you're not understanding the three minds. You see that, beautiful people? And when you don't understand the three minds, guess what happens? They start playing with you. You get extremely emotional. And as you get extremely emotional about an individual, your logic drops down to zero. And when your logic drops down to zero, guess what starts happening? You start playing. You start playing with yourself. Well, they didn't mean that. Oh, it was just this time only. Oh, they said they were sorry. So it goes back to the point when I say sometimes when I get into the gym, when I'm in my most focused state, I don't need music. People ask me all the time, man, how do you work out without having any music on? I say, why do I need music when I'm focused on the target at hand? Why do I need anything else in my ear other than what I'm telling to get to the gym, and we're going to push the heart rate to a whole nother level. Not only are we going to push the heart rate to a whole nother level, but we're going to take it to the point where it's almost exhausted. Where I might not be able to complete anything else outside of this. And then everything that I do outside of this, I have to say, keep going. Keep working. Don't stop. Keep moving. No sleep. Tell myself. That's right. That's right, Megan. See, Megan knows me. Megan's been around me for a long time. And I tell people straight, the music is in me. I did a mindset like 2 years ago. And the title of that mindset was, don't allow your music to die within you. I see so many people allowing the music to die within. Pop, mumble rap, this new fake ass industry where they're just literally just indoctrinating the youth. I see people living in suburban areas talking about the ghetto and talking about trapping when they're not trapping. And then I see the young individuals bopping to this type of music. You're not doing that. You're not living that lifestyle. I see young cats running their mouth to OGs who are now just bus drivers, who are now basically just finally getting their life together. So they're just literally coming back up. So they're literally looking at lower positions and titles in life, which are like bus drivers, they're like taxi guys, Uber guys, Lyft guys, Home Depot guys. And then you got these young guys being disrespectful, not even realizing, man, you're dealing with an OG. He just on his come up from the bottom of his barrel, turns his hat. He just turns his hat. You're dealing with a totally different psychomatic individual. I tell people straight, you don't even want to conjure up that side of me. Sometimes I tell my stories and I feel that energy just coming back, and I say, man, let me stop talking about that shit before I fuck around and act crazy out here for no reason. Let me calm down and see. This is why it's highly important. This is what I was speaking on. It's highly important for those who do not have a fitness routine to add a fitness routine into your life. It is extremely important to add physical fitness in your life, especially in 40s, 50s. The older you get, it is a must. You have a physical fitness type regimen. And people say, well, I always want to go to the gym. I don't know why I don't go to the gym. It should be prioritized that you add fitness into your life, because the older you get, the more advice, the more experience you have, less patience you have with bullshit. Less tolerance you have with individuals who are no longer even meant for your life, but you still choosing them to be in your life. Let me say that again. to be in your life, but ain't meant for be in your life. For an example, you could be an OBG right now. You could be signed up under an individual that you have zero respect for. Imagine that. You're signed up under an individual that you have zero respect for, and you need that individual to level you up. I've seen this 1,000 times. Ooh. Or you could be signed up to an individual that you trust, that you love, that you look up to, and they walk away. Not because of you, because of their own growth, their own journey. And now you're sitting here like, well, I guess I better keep going. I guess I better keep working. I guess I better start looking for someone else to pour this trust into. When in reality, beautiful people, you better start trusting yourself first. You better start putting that most expensive value that one has in oneself first. Let me say it again. Because when you really truly trust yourself, every time someone walks out of my life, I throw a party. You know why I throw a party? Do you know why I throw a party when people walk out of my life? Because that lets me know I know God loves me. I know God has favor. I also have the ultimate trust in myself. I do not individual with someone better. So for an example, when someone tells me, I no longer want to work in your company, I say, no problem. Have a great day. Enjoy your life. 2-3 days later, someone else comes and says, man, I'm looking for an opportunity. Man, I would love to operate into your company. I would love to be up under your presence and your mentorship. I would love that. What they say? One individual's trash is another individual's treasure. Put some fire in the chat. Put some fire in the chat. Another individual's trash is another individual's treasure, so be careful what you throw away, correct? Man, we're only 30 minutes into this live. We're only 30 minutes into this live. And let me tell you, beautiful people, let me tell you, the reason why I chose the title, I said, yo, trust is so expensive. When we trust ourselves to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to trust this individual. And if this individual lets me down, it's okay. I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to stop. So I'm openly telling you, beautiful people, when you come in here and you give such an expensive value to anyone or to everyone, make sure it's worth the value. Because when into your life, you make sure you get it really, really quick. Put some 8s in the chat. Put some 100s in the chat. You know what I'm saying? You make sure you get it really, really quick. So for an example, I'm going to talk about Mr. Lugo. Mr. Lugo has a skill set only 1% individuals possess. And if Mr. Lugo has this skill set, say for instance, I'm an individual who don't drink, but I want that skill set. Mr. Lugo will be a very, very dangerous individual to give some expensive value to. Put some fire in the chat if you understand what I just said. Now that's my brother from another mother, so don't fucking get it twisted. I'm not talking shit. I'm giving you guys a prime example. Prime example. If I don't drink, I don't smoke, I'm in the church, I'm a pastor, I'm just as simple as it can be, but I want that skill set that 1% have, and I got to get close to a Mr. Lugo who is wilding out. Drinking, traveling the world, popping bottles, ready to go at any given time. I go, you know what? I can't trust this individual. So therefore, I'm going to take my trust and I'm going to hold on to it. See, that ain't how you do it. You have to be able to Lugo and say, I still have enough value to look at Mr. Lugo and say, bro, I love that 1% skill set that you have, but at the same time, my morals and my ethics are even tighter than that. So therefore, I won't be drinking and partying with you, bro. I won't be wilding out with you. But anytime you want to enjoy that 1% and you want to basically change the world and you're ready to pour into individuals like that, bro, I'm right here with you, 10 toes down, hands down. See, a lot of people are scared to get to next to individuals who are opposite of you because you're afraid to do it. So that lets me know you don't trust yourself. See, I trust myself enough to stand next to a Mr. Lugo, even though there's a major gap in our age. There's like maybe 13 years gap in our age brackets. And we're such alike. You understand that? There's I'm 45, what, he's 32? And when we get together, you can't tell us the difference. This is why we make each other better. So I'm able to get next to a Mr. Lugo and not feel any type of way when I even see him wilding out. And what I mean by wilding out, just partying. I'm not the party guy like that no more. You're not going to see me going to the club and popping bottles and things like that. You'll just see me opening up another store. You'll see me traveling from another city to city, doing trade shows and talking to people like that. That's me wilding out. So let me tell y'all, beautiful people, don't be afraid to go next to an individual who kind of makes you feel like, well, I don't know if I want to be in that. I don't know if I can handle that type of energy, man. That's old school. I ain't like this no more. Go get the skill set. The skill set is extremely required, because imagine when we come into a time where that skill set no longer has value. Upon a time right now where we're almost at a place where money is losing value by the day. And if the lights go out, I don't care how much money you got, it has zero value anymore. If you're talking about, I heard a guy tell me the other day, man, you know we're living in the end of times, right? Old school black guy telling me in the mall. You know we're living in the end of times, right? These are Bible deacons. I said, sir, you want to try something amazing? I got something amazing to show you. He said, I don't do minerals and crystals, young man. I got Jesus. I said, well, that's fine you got Jesus, sir, because I got his daddy. He says, well, what that's supposed to mean? I said, again, you said you got Jesus. Who's his daddy? He said, why do you speak like that? I said, no, I'm just, sir, I'm out of all due respect. Out of all due respect, my friend, who's his daddy? He said, well, God, Lord and Savior. He started speaking that bold deacon talk. I said, well, again, you can have his son. I'll take the daddy. Because far as my knowledge, the daddy created heaven and earth, correct? He said, yes, young man. I said, if I'm pulling things out of the earth, who are you to tell me that it's not godly? Y'all put some fire in the chat if y'all understand this conversation. Yeah, you see what I'm telling you? So this guy started telling me, you shouldn't, what did he say? Like you shouldn't praise things other than one. I said, oh, we're not praising anything, sir. I'm not praising anything over here. I have technology that will get on your skin, which is the biggest organ on your body, which we are made in his image. Our temple is made in his image. We are naturally built to heal ourselves, and I see you limping. Family doctor, family friend, church member. I said, tell me things that's going on your body right now. He said, well, that's kind of personal. I said, well, again, I'm in the holistic business, sir. I have every right and all the documentation and all the experience and all of the testimonies and reviews to give you a proper health consultation right here for free and don't charge you a thing. Try, don't buy it. Just have a conversation that we haven't had already. You told me you had Jesus. I told you I had his daddy, and that's how we started talking. So I think I have the value to say, sir, what's hurting on your body? Well, I got blood pressure. I got high cholesterol. I got numbness in my left foot from the military. My knees are shot from jumping out of planes. So young man, I'm hurting from head to toe if you're asking. I said, well, what does your family doctor have? Inflammatory. He got me on some blood pressure medication. He got me on some joint stuff. I just recently been diagnosed with sleep apnea. I said, well, sir, I don't know if you don't know this, but I'm going to plant a seed in you. First thing first, it's highly impossible for an individual to have blood pressure issues. He says, what is that supposed to mean? I said, well, those who are in my chat right here were struggling with blood pressure. I'll just do it live. I'll do it live. Hey Siri. How long does it take for new blood to cycle in a human's body?
The rate of blood cell production is controlled by the body's needs. Normal blood cells last for a limit blood cells to about 10 days for platelets, to about 120 days for red blood cells, and must be replaced constantly. This answer is from merckmanuals.com.
How long does it take for new blood to be produced in the human body?
The process of erythropoiesis, or the production of new red blood cells, takes about 7 days. This answer?
Put some fire in the chat. So what happens if your body can produce new blood within 7 days, which is normally 3 to 4 weeks time frame for an elderly individual? I just asked Siri on live stream and got that answer. I didn't tell y'all this. So I pulled Siri out, let her tell him, and I said, what's happening is your doctor is meant for you to come back. Your doctor is in business for you to be a customer, and that's how they make money. So the doctor gives you something that keeps your body from producing new blood. So the reason why your blood is unstable because you're consistently dealing with the same blood. And if your body produces new blood, you will no longer need blood thinners and blood medication. Right now, put some 8s in the chat. Do y'all want me to tell y'all what I'm good at? What I'm great at? Touching, loving, hugging, healing, preacher. You want to really know why they call me Mr. Holistic? You want to really know why they call me Mr. 888? Because I'm on the opposite side of the pharmaceutical world. I'm the individual who is literally fighting for you when you're telling me you have a family doctor but you're struggling with arthritis. You're telling me you got a family doctor but you're dealing with sciatic nerve. You're telling me you got a family doctor but you got on these, you're taking like 12 to 10 pills a day. Why are you dealing with a family doctor that is putting you on the same medication that if you took 10 of them in one time you'll die? Let me say this again. Why are you dealing with an individual who is giving you medication that if you took 10 of them, you will die, but it's okay to take 2 or 3 of them a day? See, this is what I be loving about Steph. See, Steph be coming with the facts. She be matching my energy. Our energy keeps recreating the disease when the body is meant to heal its... I don't know if y'all don't know this, but how many times have you just cut yourself and didn't pay no attention to it, and next you know you see a little scab there? The body healed itself, right? So I told this man, I said, sir, I suggest, after hearing this conversation, he said, sir, this is very interesting. This is some interesting stuff that you're showing me here. So I do the demonstration on him. I show him how the body can stabilize itself by ionizing the body. And I said, sir, have you ever heard ionization? He's like, no, sir. I said, you understand ionized water, ionized foot spas? You understand the glue on the kinesiology tape that you see a lot of athletes wearing? Well, I always wondered what that tape was. I said, sir, these are the medical versions and the surgical stainless steel versions of them. So when they get on your body, they do something to your body because your skin is the biggest organ on your body and your body is full of water. Where your doctor comes into the play, your doctor don't deal with your skin, your doctor deals with your stomach. And I don't know if y'all don't know this, but your body produces new stomach walls every 5 to 7 days. Put some hearts in the chat if you just found that out. Let me say that again. Your stomach has new stomach walls every 5 to 7 days. And when you're taking abundance of medication, that hinders the walls to literally be created. And when they're still created, the walls are not as strong as they would normally would. That's why it's highly important to fast. That's why it's learned wrong was understanding that we need to basically wake up in the morning and start eating pancakes, cereals, oatmeal, and stuffing food in our body when we have not even digested the food that we ate for dinner. Let me slow down. When I tell you we learned the wrong thing, well, when they tell you, oh, milk is good for the body. No, it's not. Milk makes the bone strong. No, it doesn't. Do you know we're the only species on the planet that drinks another species' milk? Let me say that again. You are the only individual that would drink another individual's milk. I'm gonna leave it at that. After talking to this young man, he started realizing that I do know what I'm talking about. After showing him all the different levels of the product, introducing him to the copper, which is really good for basically individuals with arthritis and bulging disc, siding nerve, bad knees, numbness in the foot. I put one of the strongest power products that we had on him. I put it on his wrist. He tells me immediately, am I supposed to be feeling lightheaded? Am I supposed to be feeling some type of tingle? My foot feels funny. I said, ain't that the same foot that you were just telling me that was numb? So it's so funny how you just came over here talking Jesus, and I started telling you about his daddy, and now we're talking about some testimonies already. So he starts laughing. He's a young man, and you a pastor because you sure hit me right on the nail. I said, no, sir. I'm just a messenger. I'm just an individual standing in the crossroad, doing God's work for the simple of the individuals who are making my path, boom, in pain. And I asked you, sir, would you like to try something amazing? You looked at minerals and crystals and you said you had Jesus. I got him too, and I got his daddy, and I do business with his daddy. I told him I do business with his daddy, but I got his son too, but I do business with his daddy. And I'm not the guy that's going to be sitting here quoting scripture, sir. I'm the guy that swings the sword for his daddy. Because a lot of people get the religion part mixed up, because that is also an indoctrination system, sir. Because I don't have to go to a church house to start screaming Jesus, 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 Jesus to understand that his daddy created it all. And we all have his daddy in us. Y'all can take that however you want. That's just how I rock. That's just how I roll. We all got godly energy in us, and that is what makes us go. That is what makes us vibrant. That is what makes us make decisions, the power of choice. Because I can go outside right now and grab some of these axes and katanas that I got literally right over here and just be a menace in my neighborhood. I can be a menace. But then I also can go outside of my house with no shoes on, no weapons in my hand, and start touching and having great conversations on my neighbors and just blow their mind, raise their vibration to a whole nother level. I can go upstairs right now, grab my baby girl and just hug her and watch her whole face light up. So why would I do the opposite of that? You want to know why? Because I trust myself to be the best version of myself on the daily basis. Because trust is so freaking expensive, I make sure I pour it all into myself. And I trust that God will never put me in a situation that I cannot bear. So therefore, I can get next to an individual that has a 1% skill set, but is the opposite of my actual vibration, and stand right next to him and grab that actual skill set, stand next to him and guard him and make his frequency and vibration higher. And understand that that individual has his own mindset, and he's still going to do exactly what he wants to do. He's still going to enjoy the lifestyle he wants to enjoy. And I have no judgment on that, and I still love him to death. You see? So someone asks, how have you learned all of this? Well, for one, a journey that a lot of... Two, being able to sit in many rooms. Because you know what they say, when you're the smartest person in the room, you must find yourself a new room. So every time I found myself being the smartest individual or the most vibrant individual or the most exciting individual in the room, I found bigger rooms. So I've been in synagogues, I've been in mosques, I've been into monks, I've been into monasteries, I've been into temples, I've been into almost every part of the land in almost 16 different countries, and had that guy that you were just talking to, he vowed not to speak, and I have not heard him say a word in almost 20 plus years, and I just saw him speak to you. I've experienced that. So I don't allow anything to go by and just not take it on the chin and just say, you know what, that was an amazing moment, and just keep pushing. I know also my temple is designed to receive, achieve, and level up through information. We level up through information. There's so much power in information. And so when I get valuable information, I don't let it go in one ear and go out the other. A lot of people fail to realize that trust that is so expensive, I don't trust my brain to remember things. Let me show you what I trust. Put some fire in the chat if you understand what I just told you. I trust that notebook and I trust that pen. I trust that notebook and I trust that pen. I would 100% talk to an individual and I said, yo, bro, slow down. Say that again and let me write that down. I have been an individual who has been forced to live on the outside of this temple, and then I was forced to also live on the inside of this temple. And once I started living on the inside, I started realizing why the outside was so chaotic. And I started saying, you know what? Let me clean up the inside before I try to change the outside. I'm not an individual that wants to paint the outside of my house and have holes in my floor. I'm not the individual that needs a new roof and then also the floors and the ceilings and everything else inside. My windows are cracked. I like to build my house from within. So therefore, once I get to the outside, it is 100% a proper foundation. I don't need a mansion. I don't need fancy cars. I'm not into that lifestyle anymore. I've had big houses. I've had plenty cars that come in and out of my life. I am not into that. So when people say, man, how do you make so much? Wealth is not valued by properties and materialistic things. Being able to see the smiles on my daughter's face, seeing my son level up, looking at this is like my business right now. Do you know how hard it is to be in business, but trust that God loves you and understand that no matter what, if everything goes down to shit, I will still stand 10 toes down on my business, and I will still say, at the end of times, I wrote the front of the checks. I wrote on the front of checks. I was a check writer. I made sure I was in the best position ever, being in second place. Do y'all understand what I just told y'all today? So when I tell y'all, quit breaking your own heart. Quit putting your trust, which is so expensive, in cheap ass people. You can't force loyalty. You can't force commitment. You can't force faithfulness. You can't force courage. You can't force change. You can't force any of these items that should come naturally to an individual who has experienced the opposite. I told y'all this mindset was going to be good. It's 52 minutes in. We're 52 minutes in, and like I said, this was me just telling you guys why trust is so expensive, and you shouldn't just give it to anyone. And if you're willing to give it to anyone, give it to yourself, because God gave it to you. God gave it to you. And everything that God gave you, you got it for free. Y'all put some fire in the chat. Let me say that again. Everything God gave you, you gave it to free. You see all of that? This temple was given for free. How can I not bring the best out of this temple? How can I not make sure my traps are popping out of my shirt? My shoulders are basically ready. Because you know how much I got to put on these shoulders to keep moving forward? People say, man, how do you get your back like that? Do you see the weight that is on there, bro? Why are you lifting so much weight? That is the weight of my family, my friend. Damn, that is so deep. How much does your family weigh? Why don't you know that? What's going to happen if your situation changes and you're going to have to drag your family to a destination? What happens when you run out of gas and you're going to have to at least push your car 1.5 miles or 2 miles down the road? Because I'm not going to trust telling my family, lock the door, leaving my wife and daughters in the car. The nearest gas station is 2.7 miles. Run down there and run back with gas. It's not happening in my life. I'm going to tell my wife, put the truck in neutral, get ready, and I'm going to push it to our desired destination. And you know what's going to happen? People are going to pass by, and they're going to say, yo, what the is this guy doing? Let me help him. Because God will never put me in any situation that I can't bear, and I trust that. I also trust somewhere in that good book, he says for the sword swingers, I will never forsake you. I'm always with you. Not maybe tomorrow. It says every step of the way. I'm not trying to get, I'm not trying to preach to you, but I just want you guys to understand, like, if you're going to put trust that this situation that you're in right now is going to financially stabilize and change your life and break generational curses in your life, then you better be really committed to trusting yourself that you can learn this skill set. Stop beating yourself up. Become more loyal, because I know a lot of you guys so loyal to your fucking 9-to-5 and it has zero scalability to what you're trying to accomplish here. All I'm saying is put the same trust here. And that trust starts with yourself. Okay, yeah, you can come in over here and press the button and make money, but are you learning anything? Can you go pass the test on this right here? This is why I get on here and I tell y'all, yo, I'm not interested in giving y'all fun. I'm interested in showing you how we find those zones and how we also correct those zones when those market is basically flushing down into the zone. I say, yo, I don't think that zone is valid. That's a big red candle. I don't want to buy against that. So let's bring the zone down. How do you make this decision? Because 100%, how many times have you jumped into a big red candle for a buy and it flushed through your shit and burnt your whole account? It just scooted my zone back, made my aggressive where my modest is, and my modest where a new modest should be. I would have won that trade. You know I love y'all. I need everybody to like and share, and we have 111 individuals in here right now. I need y'all to like, share, comment, subscribe, turn the notifications on, because this is just me pouring into you guys on a Monday morning, August the 19th. Amazing activities happening this month. My daughters are on their way downstairs. I love you guys. I love you guys. Make the rest of your day the best of your day. What is that? What up, baby? Because of you finally trusting myself, I made leaps and bounds. That's right. That's right. That's right. I love you guys. I love you guys. Make the rest of your day the best of your day. Like I said, let me cut my glasses off. Get your screenshots. Let me clean my eyes because I got grief. Make the rest of your day the best of your day, beautiful people. And don't ever let nobody tell you who you are and who you cannot be. Because 100%, when the shit hits the fan, you're going to have to keep going. So make sure you trust yourself, because it's a very, very expensive and cheap people can't afford it. If you don't know anything, if you learn anything from me today, cheap people can't afford your trust. So quit giving it away. I love you guys. Y'all take care. Deuces, beautiful people.